here's what we got going on. We have about 8 ounces of sausage here. This is basically a half a roll of sausage. And we're going to take this whole thing and we're just going to stick it right in our pot, just like that. Then I have this wooden spoon with a nice edge on it, and I'm just going to use it to chop up our gravy. Gravy? Our sausage. Oh, I'm losing it. So here's how this all came about. I was at the gas station the other day getting gas, and it's like one of the convenience stores. It's called Wawa, and we have them all over Virginia here. And they serve sandwiches. And the girl said it was just about time to start making breakfast because it was really late when I got off work. And I got to asking her if they had any sausage gravy. She's like, no, we don't have that. Then she said she doesn't even know how to make sausage gravy. And she's only been eating it for the last 2 years. So I said to her that I would make this video so she could see how to do sausage gravy. So Rachel at Wawa, this video is going to be for you. So all I'm going to do is sit here and just chop up the sausage in this pan and cook it down until it browns up. And while it's doing that, it's going to release all of its fat. And we're going to save that fat to make the gravy. Okay, so we're browning up our sausage here. And if you want to know what type of sausage I'm using Jimmy Dean. But I recommend that you go to your grocery store and get the cheapest roll of sausage you can find. The cheaper the better, because it's going to have a lot of fat in it, and that's what you need to make a roux to make your gravy. And a roux is just basically fat and flour, and you're going to cook it down. Alright, so our sausage is done, and like I said, I would just cut it up with this spoon I have. And I'm going to put it in this bowl right here and set it aside while I make the roux. Okay, so to our sausage fat, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to add a little bit more. And I'm just going to cook this down in this fat. This is going to be our roux. And there's different stages in regular cooking of roux, but since this is Sawmill Gravy, there's only one stage, and that's the brown stage. It'll start having a nutty smell to it. And you're probably going to ask me why it's called Sawmill Gravy, and to be honest with you, I really don't know. Different areas of the country have different answers to that question. It's definitely a southern dish, and it's supposed to stem from, well, the sawmills back in the day. Actually, I want to attribute it more to the loggers, because they would be out in their logging camps, and the cook would make their breakfast sausage and use the leftover renderings to make gravy. So if I had to say it coming from anywhere, that's where I would say it come from. So now that I got the roux ready, the next step to this is just going to be to add milk. And since I want quite a bit of gravy, I'll probably add quite a bit of milk. Probably end up 6 cups overall to make 6 cups of gravy. And just add your milk really slow into your roux. It'll start to get thick really quick, so you got to be careful, and you got to make sure you don't scorch your gravy. Okay, so I got our milk going. Like I said, I got about 6 cups of milk here, and to that I'm going to add some pepper, and this is going to be about 2 teaspoons of pepper, salt. We're at 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to add a little onion powder because I like that flavor. You could always dice up some onions really fine and saute them down before you make your gravy. So I'm adding 1 teaspoon of little onion powder. The other thing you can add is some sage, which would make this really tasty, but since I already have sage in my sausage, I'm not going to add any more because it'll be overwhelming. different variations on this. You could always turn this same gravy if you're not going to want to use beef. If you're not going to want to use sausage, you can make a beef gravy out of this by using beef renderings. You can always use a little beef stock in here and make brown gravy. So this gravy is really kind of versatile. It's a good way to make turkey gravy for Thanksgiving and whatnot. You can always make giblet gravy if you cook you up some chicken giblets. And our next video, I'm going to show y'all how to make some of my grandmother's homemade chicken soup. Okay, so our gravy is actually starting to thicken up. The thing with gravy, the biggest trick is stir. You're constantly going to be stirring because you don't want to scorch it. And it starts to get really, really thick. If it gets too thick on you, just put a little milk in it. So I'm going to put our sausage back in. Get that all nice and good stuff in there. And just going to keep stirring. Okay, our gravy is already finished. It's all nice and thick. And the perfect thing to go with gravy, well, what else? Biscuits. So I got us a nice pan of biscuits to go with our gravy. And we're just going to grab one of these and kind of tear it up. Actually, I'm going to take two. Okay, I got our biscuit all torn up on the plate. And I'm going to kill over here and get a big old scoop of our Sawmill Gravy. Actually, I'm going to take two because I like a lot of gravy. And you know what, one last thing I'm going to put with my gravy, and a lot of you might just go, ooh, that's disgusting, but I'm going to put a big old egg right on top because I like egg with my Sawmill Gravy. I want to leave you all a little tip. Just so you know, your t-shirt's not an oven mitt.